biggest best-selling novels begins with a shocking idea. What if Lord Shiva wasn't born a god, but become one? That single question changed modern Indian literature forever. Today, we are exploring that Shiva Trilogy, not just a story, but as a phenomenon that made millions rediscover Indian mythology. So, the key factors behind the success of this trilogy being the mythology, that the trilogy uniquely blends mythology and fiction, captivating readers with its rich narrative rooted in ancient Indian tales. And also the relatable protagonist, that is featuring a complex relatable protagonist, that is the story resonates with modern readers, making Shiva's journey compelling and engaging. Then we have accessible language. So the author's accessible language makes the trilogy enjoyable for a wide audience, enhancing its appeal across diverse age. Then let us meet the visionary author behind the trilogy. So an insight to Amish Tripathi. So he is the author of this series, and Amish Tripathi is a best-selling author known for his unique blend of mythology and fiction, inspiring readers with his engaging storytelling. This transformation of Shiva. So it's all about the from mortal to legend. So Shiva begins as a mortal tribal leader, navigating the trials of humanity. His journey illustrates profound human qualities, emphasizing struggle, love, and sacrifice. This trilogy reimagines mythology, portraying him not as a god but as a relatable hero. And coming to discovering Meluha, Meluha is a utopian kingdom and it's all about culture and society overview. So, Meluha is depicted as a flourishing society emphasizing harmony, innovation, and progressive governance, where citizens enjoy peace and prosperity. So, coming to book one overview, the chapter one is why this trilogy changed everything. So, before going to book one, let us see why this trilogy had changed everything. So, before Shiva trilogy, mythology novels were a niche. So, Amish Tripathi took familiar gods and reimagined them through historical fiction, making ancient stories accessible to modern readers. He asked readers to reimagine or imagine what if legends were inspired by extraordinary humans. This fresh perspective drew in a whole new generation. And now let us start with our book one, being the Immortals of Meluha. So, the book one name is Immortals of Meluha. The story overview goes like meeting Shiva. So, you meet Shiva, a tribal leader from Mount Kailash, invited to the prosperous kingdom of Meluha. He isn't worshipped, he isn't divine. He is an extraordinary man thrust into extraordinary circumstances. And the key themes in this book will be of leadership, duty, justice, destiny, and why it works. So the world building feels rich, blending imagination with familiar cultural elements. And I would give this 5 out of 5. So the story introduces Shiva's tribal leader, highlighting his journey, key characters, and emerging conflict that shapes his destiny. But and also leadership lessons from Shiva is courage and resilience. So, Shiva exemplifies courage by facing challenges head on, demonstrating resilience even when the odds are stacked against him and his people. Empathy in action. His ability to emphasize with others enables him to connect deeply, often making decisions that prioritize the welfare of his community. Leading by example. By embodying the qualities he promotes, Shiva inspires others to follow suit, showcasing the importance of integrity in leadership roles. Just when Shiva begins to understand his purpose, the story introduces its greatest mystery, pulling us to our book 2, that is The Secret of Nagas. So, Secret of Nagas is nothing but the book 2. So, the second book expands the world and introduces characters whose motives are more complex than they first appear. Many assumptions from the first book, are challenged in this book. And the themes of this book are like truth versus appearance, compassion, moral ambiguity, and why it stands out. And it reminds us that people are rarely just heroes or villains. So, this book also, I would give it 5 out of 5. So it's all about expanding the narrative. So in The Secret of Nagas, the story broadens, introducing new adversaries and deepening themes of trust, betrayal, and moral complexity. So morality and perspective in book 2 is that the complexities of good versus evil are explored in depth. Characters face situations that challenge their beliefs, leading to ethical dilemmas. This nonsense portrayal invites readers to understand the multiple viewpoints present in conflicts, emphasizing that morality is rarely black and white, and also understanding the viewpoints and dilemmas. So, by presenting characters with difficult choices, the narrative encourages readers to reflect on their own moral compass. The exploration of betrayal and trust showcases how personal motivations affect actions, leading to rich discussions about morality and perspective in relationships and society. So this again brings us that tells us that every journey reaches a point where difficult choices must be made. And this brings us to our book 3 of the series, The Oath of Vayuputras. So the book name is The Oath of Vayuputras. So the climatic uh, resolution and challenges in Oath of Vayuputras is that Shiva faces ultimate sacrifices and challenges, bringing the trilogy's epic journey to a powerful conclusion. So the trilogy concludes with Shiva confronting a threat that forces him to question everything he has believed. The themes of this book will be of responsibility, consequences of power, sacrifice, and why it resonates. So, like why it resonates is that rather than offering simple answers, it explores the cost of doing what is right. So, I would rate this book 4 out of 5. So it also discusses about the responsibilities and sacrifices, as I told you. So Shiva's burdens, coming to Shiva's burdens, Shiva carries the weight of leadership responsibilities, making choices that affect not only himself but also his entire community. Balancing personal loss is also another theme. So he faces profound personal losses while striving for the greater good, highlighting the internal struggle leaders often endure in their journeys. And third brings us to lessons on duty. So the narrative illustrates the importance of duty and sacrifice, teaching that true leadership requires putting others before oneself at critical moments. Uh, I would say major beyond the story, the Shiva trilogy isn't meant to replace traditional mythology. Instead, it encourages readers to revisit ancient stories with fresh curiosity. Its strength lies in making timeless values feel relevant to modern audiences. And the key lessons of these trilogy would be that great leaders are shaped by choices, not birth. Power should always be balanced by responsibility, and the question assumptions will be true strength includes compassion and why should you read it. So if you ask me why should you read it, I would tell it's all for mythology lovers, fantasy readers, and young adults, or else anyone curious about Indian storytelling. So yeah, coming to the major themes explained in the trilogy are the recurring elements that define the narrative. So, all the recurring elements which will be defining the narrative are the struggle between good and evil shapes characters. Then, leadership qualities are crucial for success. That moral dilemmas challenge every protagonist's decision, and destiny plays a significant role in outcomes. And human emotions drive the epic storytelling. Coming to characters of the Shiva trilogy, we have the Shiva, the protagonist. So Shiva embodies strength and resilience, evolving from a tribal leader to a legendary figure in Indian mythology through his journey. Next, we have Sati, the catalyst. So Sati, Shiva's love interest, plays a crucial role in his transformation, representing devotion and the complexities of love and duty. Third, we have Parvateshwar, the warrior. So, Parvateshwar is a formidable warrior and leader, showcasing loyalty and courage, who challenges Shiva's ideals while navigating the kingdom's conflicts. Then we have historical inspirations versus creative fiction. So, the Shiva trilogy draws heavily from Indian mythology, reimagining traditional tales with a modern twist. Key elements include blending historical facts with fiction, creative liberties taken for narrative depth, and engaging character arcs inspired by legends. Then we have mythological reinterpretation techniques. So Amish Tripathi employs various techniques to reinterpret mythology. First being the humanistic portrayal of deities. Second, the complex characters with relatable challenges. And third is the themes of duty and sacrifice woven into the narrative. So, why readers connect to this trilogy is that it has relatable protagonists, like the characters of Shiva resonates deeply, showcasing human struggles that readers find familiar, making it easy to empathize with him. Then we have myth and modernity. So, the trilogy unique blend of ancient mythology with modern storytelling captivates audiences, bridging the gap between old and new narratives effectively. Then we have universal themes. So the themes of love, sacrifice, and identity are universally relatable, allowing readers from diverse backgrounds to find personal meaning within the story. Then coming to the analysis of Amish Tripathi's style, the narrative techniques explored are that Amish Tripathi's writing combines clear prose with vivid descriptions. His fast-paced storytelling keeps readers engaged, while philosophical undertones provoke thought. The use of dialogues enhances character depth and makes themes more relatable, creating a rich narrative experience. Then, if we come to the comparison with traditional mythology, the Shiva trilogy presents fresh interpretations of ancient tales, where Shiva is portrayed as a complex, flawed human rather than a divine figure. This approach deepens the narrative, allowing readers to connect with his journey on a personal level, while still honoring the traditional elements. Coming to the respectful treatment of cultural heritage, while the trilogy takes creative liberties, it maintains respect for Indian culture and mythology. The author carefully intertwines historical facts with fiction, ensuring that the essence of the original stories shine through, fostering a dialogue about their relevance in modern times. So, coming to the trilogy performance evaluation. So, this chart illustrates the overall ratings of the trilogy across key metrics, including plot, character development, writing style, themes, and cultural impact, showcasing its strengths and appeal. So, um, coming to the final verdict from me, if you ask me, that the Shiva trilogy is more than a best selling series, and it introduces countless readers to mythology through compelling storytelling. So, I would recommend the readers, if you love mythology, the fans of mythology will appreciate the rich storytelling and reimagining of ancient tales, making it engaging and thought provoking. Coming to leadership, if readers interested in leadership will find the valuable insights into leading with courage, empathy, and vision through Shiva's journey. Then also it's recommended for young adults because these readers will connect with the relatable characters and modern themes, ensuring an enjoyable reading experience across generations. And yeah, if I conclude this, whether you read it for adventure, philosophy, or cultural curiosity, it remains one of the defining works of modern Indian fiction. And if you have already read the Shiva Trilogy, I'd love to know which character left the biggest impression on you and why. Share your thoughts in the comments, and next we'll journey into another remarkable mythology series. Until then, please do like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And see you and happy livings. And before, I would also suggest that before reading all these fictional mythological novel series, you better once also know the real Puranas, real history of Shiva and all those things, so that you could understand what is real and what is made up, what is cooked up, and all. Because if you read it, you could also be mistaken that this is the real story of Shiva, this is the real story of Sati, and all those things, but it is completely different. It's a fictional mythological read for just imagining of that story. It's written or cooked up story from the Purana, but it's not the Purana. So there is lot of difference between what is the original thing and what is this story is telling us. So I would suggest to not believe what you are reading entirely until and unless you will go back and read your own Shiv Puran or else the Vedas or scriptures about Shiva and his family and his story completely. And that's it. Thank you. And we'll meet in our next video. Until then, please do like, share, comment, and subscribe again. And happy livings.